As a brain doctor, I'm shocked. This fruit raises stroke risk overnight. Senior healthcare. If you're over 60, please take a moment to hear me out. This could really help keep you safe and feeling good. There's a fruit you probably love, maybe one you've eaten all your life. But here's the thing. Sometimes even the things we trust can quietly cause problems, especially while we're sleeping. No warning, no signs. You go to bed just fine and then wake up one day feeling confused, weak, or unable to move like you used to. That's scary. I get it. And I've seen it happen more times than I want to count. And it's not always about bad habits like smoking or junk food. It can be something as simple as a piece of fruit. As we grow older, our bodies don't work the same way they used to. Things like our heart, kidneys, and brain handle things like sugar and minerals differently now. Add to that the medications many of us take, slower blood flow, and even being a little dehydrated at night, and suddenly that once healthy fruit might become something to watch out for. That's why I want to gently share 6 common fruits that could quietly cause trouble if eaten at the wrong time or with the wrong foods. If you want simple, clear advice to protect your heart and brain, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, Knowhow, and if this message speaks to you, please leave a yes in the comments. Some of these fruits might surprise you, and I'll explain why. Let's start with one of the fruits many of us grew up loving, the banana, that soft, sweet fruit that feels like a comforting snack. But after 60, especially when bananas get very ripe, they might not be as harmless as they seem. Here's why. As bananas ripen, their starch turns into sugar, making them sweeter. For younger people, this usually isn't a problem, but as we age, our bodies don't handle sugar, potassium, or blood pressure as well. Our kidneys slow down, insulin doesn't work as smoothly, and blood vessels aren't as flexible. So eating a very ripe banana could cause your blood sugar and blood pressure to rise, and sometimes affect your heart because of the potassium. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 76, a retired librarian from Illinois. Every morning, she'd have 1 or 2 ripe bananas, sometimes blended in a smoothie. She thought it was a healthy habit, but one morning she woke up feeling dizzy and couldn't speak clearly. It scared her, and it helped her realize just how much our bodies change with time. You're definitely not alone in this. Many of us don't realize how something so simple can affect us differently as we get older. But with just a little awareness and kindness to yourself, you can protect your health. You deserve to wake up feeling strong, clear, and ready to enjoy the day ahead. Her husband rushed her to the hospital. The doctors said she'd had a mild stroke. It was a shock. Overnight, her blood pressure had spiked and her potassium levels were too high. They told her the bananas weren't the only reason, but mixed with too much sugar, not enough water, and an empty stomach, it created the perfect storm. After that, Margaret made one small change. She switched to smaller, slightly less ripe bananas, and she only had them after drinking water and eating a little protein first. Bit by bit, she started to feel better, more steady, more energized. Her blood pressure evened out. Here's what I want you to know. Bananas aren't the enemy. They're not bad. But for older adults, very ripe bananas, especially eaten alone, first thing in the morning, can quietly raise your risk for things like strokes or heart problems. That's why these small shifts matter so much. You don't have to give up your favorite fruits. You just need to know how to enjoy them in a way that supports your body today. And bananas are just the beginning. The next fruit we need to talk about is grapes. But before we move on, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? And what joint pain or stiffness are you dealing with right now? If you're on a journey to feel better, especially if you're managing arthritis naturally, make sure to subscribe to Knowhow and tap the bell so you don't miss anything. And if this message helps you, type 1 in the comments or 0 if it didn't. Your feedback helps me make this even better for you. Grapes are sweet, juicy, and easy to love. We snack on them with lunch, toss them into salads, or share them with family on a sunny afternoon. But if you're over 60, there's something important you should know. Even though they seem innocent, grapes are packed with natural sugar, especially the extra sweet, seedless ones most of us buy at the store. And when you eat a bunch, especially first thing on an empty stomach, that sugar hits your bloodstream fast. Here's the thing. As we age, our bodies don't manage sugar the way they used to. Our insulin slows down. Our blood vessels become more sensitive. That sugar rush doesn't just give you quick energy, it can quietly strain your heart and brain. Inside those tiny blood vessels, sugar can cause little bits of irritation. Your body tries to heal it by making tiny clots. You don't feel them right away, but over time, they can build up. And one morning, you might wake up feeling off. Maybe your balance is shaky. Maybe the words just won't come. It's scary, but it's not hopeless. This is why awareness matters, because once you understand how your body is changing, you can make simple, gentle adjustments that truly protect your health. You're not alone in this, and you're not doing anything wrong. You're just learning a better way, one small step at a time. We'll keep walking through it together. Let me tell you about Mrs. Evelyn Morris. She's 79, a retired music teacher from Colorado, full of life, independent. She loved her morning rituals, especially sitting down with a big bowl of red grapes while reading a good book. Sometimes, without even realizing it, she'd eat 2 full cups. It felt like such a harmless treat. But one morning, while writing a birthday card to her grandson, something felt off. Her hands started to shake. Then, she couldn't remember how to spell a simple word. Her daughter rushed her to the hospital. Doctors told them she'd had a mini stroke. Her blood sugar had spiked quickly, and there were early signs of trouble she never saw coming. Evelyn truly thought she was making healthy choices. And she was, just not in a way that matched what her body needed now. That's why I gently share this advice. Please don't eat grapes on an empty stomach, and try not to eat them by the bowlful. Instead, enjoy a small handful, and pair them with a few almonds or a slice of cheese. This slows down how fast the sugar hits your blood. Also, skip grapes at night. Your body needs calm, steady blood flow while you sleep, not a sudden sugar spike. And if you're managing diabetes or taking blood pressure meds, check in with your doctor before adding grapes to your daily routine. These little things truly matter. And if grapes caught you by surprise, just wait until we talk about pineapple. That sweet tropical bite so many of us enjoy after dinner. It might look innocent, but for older adults, especially those on medications or with circulation issues, pineapple can be tricky. It contains something called bromelain. In small amounts, it can help with digestion, but in larger amounts, or when combined with blood thinners, it may keep your blood from clotting the way it should. Put simply, it could raise the risk of bleeding in the brain, a very serious kind of stroke that's hard to recover from. And there's more. Pineapple is also packed with sugar. That sugar rush can hit fast, and for someone over 60, it can throw off blood pressure and energy in a way your body struggles to manage. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to help you feel informed, safe, and empowered, because these little choices, they can protect your brain, your heart, and your future. And you absolutely deserve that. So let's keep walking this path together, one caring, hopeful step at a time. Eating pineapple after dinner might seem like a smart choice. It's fresh, it's sweet, and it feels lighter than dessert. But for older adults, especially in the evening, pineapple can be more of a challenge than a treat. Here's why. When you eat something sugary late at night, like pineapple, your body can't burn off that sugar the same way it would during the day, so it lingers in your blood while you sleep. That puts quiet pressure on your heart and blood vessels. And that's not all. Pineapple is also very acidic. For many people over 60, that acid can sneak back up into the throat while you're lying down, even if you don't feel heartburn. This is called silent reflux. When that happens, tiny amounts of stomach acid can irritate your airways, and that can make it harder for your brain to get the oxygen it needs while you sleep. Why does that matter? Because drops in oxygen during the night have been linked to early morning strokes, the kind that are often harder to recover from. Let me share a real story. Mrs. Clara Hughes is 77, a retired choir director from North Carolina. She loved ending her day with fresh pineapple. It felt like a healthy swap for sweets. But one morning, Clara woke up dizzy. Her balance was off. Her speech sounded slurred. Her daughter rushed her to the hospital. The doctor said she'd had a small stroke, one that affected her memory and ability to walk straight. Her blood sugar was high, and tests showed signs of acid reflux interfering with her breathing while she slept. It wasn't just one thing. It was the sugar, the acid, and how her body reacted at night, all adding up in a way she never expected. That's why I always suggest this. If you love pineapple, try eating it earlier in the day, just a small amount, never on an empty stomach. And if you're taking blood thinners, talk to your doctor first. Most importantly, please skip it before bed. Your brain needs steady, peaceful oxygen to rest and heal. Even healthy fruits can quietly cause problems when we're not aware of how they work with our changing bodies. And if this surprised you, just wait until we talk about watermelon. It's the fruit we all think keeps us cool and hydrated, but for some older adults, it might be doing the exact opposite, quietly drying out the brain. Let's take a closer look at that next. Watermelon. Sweet, juicy, and so refreshing, especially on a warm day. It feels like the perfect, healthy treat. But if you're over 60, there's something important to keep in mind. Watermelon works like a natural water pill. It makes you pee more. That might sound harmless until you realize many older adults are already taking medicines that do the same thing. So, if you enjoy a big slice of watermelon in the evening, especially after taking your meds, you might be losing more water than your body can handle. Here's the tricky part. Dehydration at night is quiet. You don't feel thirsty or dry while you're sleeping. But inside, your blood can get thicker, moving more slowly, like syrup. That slow, sticky blood makes it easier for clots to form, especially in older, narrower blood vessels. Then, when your blood pressure naturally drops during sleep, it can quietly create the perfect setup for a stroke. Let me share a story about Mr. Howard Lynn. He's 82, a retired postal worker from Indiana. Howard took great care of himself. He walked daily, skipped sweets, and watched his health closely. One of his favorite things? A few big slices of watermelon after dinner to stay cool and hydrated. But one morning, Howard woke up dizzy. When he stood up, he collapsed. At the hospital, they found his blood pressure was dangerously low. Tests showed he was dehydrated, and his blood had thickened. A scan confirmed he had a small stroke, likely from a clot that formed overnight. Howard never imagined that the watermelon he trusted to help him stay hydrated could actually pull water out of his body, especially when combined with his medications. So, what can you do? You don't have to give up watermelon. Just enjoy it earlier in the day and keep the portions small. If you're on water pills or blood pressure medicine, talk with your doctor before making it a regular part of your routine. Here's a little tip. Try pairing watermelon with something that helps your body hold onto water, a pinch of salt or a sip of coconut water. And please, avoid watermelon right before bed. If you wake up feeling dizzy, dry in your mouth, or a bit off balance, listen closely. Your body is gently trying to tell you something important. If this is helping you so far, please take a moment to like this video. It might seem small, but it lets YouTube know this message matters and helps Knowhow reach more people who truly need it. And if watermelon surprised you, just wait. Next, we'll talk about oranges, the fruit we all trust for vitamin C and heart health. But could they be quietly interfering with your medications? Let's find out together. Picture this. Starting your day with a glass of fresh orange juice or a juicy orange on the table. Maybe it's even a little treat your grandkids slip into your Christmas stocking. It feels warm and familiar, a bright little moment of joy. But here's something many people over 60 don't know. Oranges, especially orange juice, can quietly interfere with some of the medications you rely on. It's not just the sugar. Though one glass can send your blood sugar soaring, it's something natural in citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruits. This natural ingredient can slow down how your body processes many common medicines. What that means is your body might end up holding on to too much medicine, or it can't break it down properly. A blood pressure pill you've taken for years could suddenly work too strongly, making your blood pressure drop too low. A cholesterol medicine might build up and cause muscle aches or even foggy thinking. And blood thinners might stop working the way they should, quietly raising your risk for a stroke without warning signs. I don't just know this from reading. I've seen it happen. Let me tell you about Mr. Albert Bryant, 79, a retired bus driver from Georgia. Every morning, he loved having fresh squeezed orange juice with his breakfast and his heart and cholesterol medicines. He called it his sunshine in a glass. But over time, Albert started feeling dizzy when he stood up. Some mornings, he felt confused. Then one day, he collapsed while getting out of his chair. At the hospital, they found he'd had a small stroke. His blood tests showed his medication levels were dangerously high. Even though he hadn't changed his pills, the orange juice had slowed down how his body broke them down. His system had quietly become overloaded. So here's what I now tell the people I care for. If you take medicines like cholesterol drugs, blood pressure pills, or blood thinners, try to limit or avoid orange juice. Don't mix citrus fruits with your medicines without checking with your doctor. If you love that fresh, tangy flavor, try a small splash of lemon or lime in water instead. It's gentler and less likely to cause problems. At this stage in life, even something as simple as an orange can tip the balance inside your body without you realizing it. If this makes you pause and rethink your morning routine, wait until I tell you about mangoes next, a soft, sweet fruit that might quietly raise your blood sugar and slow down your body's ability to process medicine all at once. Mango feels like a little escape, sweet, soft, and full of sunshine. It's the kind of fruit that brings comfort, like a taste of the tropics in every bite. So it might be surprising to learn that for some people over 60, mango can quietly cause problems, especially if you're taking medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart health. Here's why. Mango is full of natural sugar. In fact, just 1 cup can have more sugar than a donut. And as we get older, our bodies don't handle sugar the way they used to. Blood vessels become more delicate. So when sugar rushes into the system too fast, it can cause tiny stress on those vessels, especially the ones in the brain. Your body tries to repair that stress by forming small clots, but in narrow or aging arteries, even a tiny clot can block blood flow. And that's when strokes can happen. There's something else too. Mango contains a natural compound. Hard to pronounce, but what it does matters. It can slow down how your liver processes medicine. So pills you've been taking for years might suddenly build up in your body. Not because you changed the dose, but because your body can't clear them out as fast as before. You might not feel it right away, but over time, it can cause lightheadedness, weakness, or sudden drops in blood pressure. That's what happened to Mr. William Booker, 83. A retired firefighter from Nevada. He thought he was making a healthy swap, replacing cookies with dried mango every night. But a few weeks later, he started waking up dizzy. Then one morning, he collapsed. At the hospital, doctors found he'd had a mild stroke. His medication levels were far too high. His liver had been overwhelmed just from the daily mango. The good news? You don't have to give up mango completely, just enjoy it in smaller amounts. Try having it earlier in the day. And if you're on medications, especially for the heart or blood pressure, talk to your doctor first. Your body is always trying to tell you something, sometimes with soft signs, like morning fatigue or feeling a little off balance. Don't ignore those whispers. They matter. You deserve to feel steady, strong, and safe every day. And the more you understand the small things, the more power you have to protect your health and your future. And if you thought mango was eye-opening, wait until we talk about bananas, because even this beloved, easy-to-digest fruit can surprise you. Let's keep learning together. Here's a simple and caring tip when it comes to mango. Just enjoy a few small bites, and only during the day. Try to avoid it late at night, especially dried mango. It's much sweeter and can hit your system harder than you might think. If you can, pair it with a little protein, like a few almonds or a slice of cheese. That helps slow the sugar down so your body can handle it more gently. And if you're on heart or blood pressure medication, it's always wise to check in with your doctor first. Now, if learning about these 6 fruits has left you feeling a little unsure, please know that's perfectly okay. You're not alone. Awareness is the first step toward feeling more in control. As we get older, our bodies change, and sometimes that means rethinking even the healthy habits we've trusted for years. That's not something to fear. It's something to feel proud of. It means you're paying attention. You're choosing to care for yourself in a deeper, more thoughtful way. You don't have to give up fruit. Just enjoy it in smaller portions earlier in the day and try to pair it with something that gives your body balance. And always, always talk to your doctor about what works best for you. Your health is your freedom, your independence, and it's worth protecting, one small, smart choice at a time. If this message brought you peace or clarity, please take a second to like this video. Subscribe to Knowhow, and leave a comment with the word relief. Because when you feel supported and seen, healing begins. And we're here to walk that path with you.